Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Stack Your Chips podcast channel, whatever you want to call it, technical analysis, where we break down the stock market in a way that, you can get down with. It's easy to pick up. So if you're just tuning in, we do this podcast a couple of times a week, breaking down the market. We trying to stay consistent and give it to y'all on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So y'all be prepared throughout the week to stack your chips. But this week we got a huge week after last week. I'm seeing all-time highs in the market. A couple things that is going on this week. Big tech earnings.
Yeah.
The Fed's talking this week, and we getting some more data. So I think this week is going to be crazy volatile. And we've already had like headlines over the weekend with AI, NVIDIA, and China. So I don't know where you want to start, Riley, but I'll let you kind of get your shit off.
Let's join on. Okay, yeah. Now it's gonna be a crazy week this week, like you said, with big tech and whatnot. Who got earnings this week? Let me see. We got Apple, Microsoft. It's getting better. Yeah, let's see. We got that this week.
So tomorrow we got SoFi, SoFi, 18.
SoFi, that's a big one. Like I said, Microsoft right there, Tesla, yeah, it's a big week. Yo, it's gonna be crazy. That's crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie, listen, let me pull up Apple stock right now. See what's going on with Apple. I'm always a fan of Apple, so I ain't gonna.
Apple reports on Thursday after close.
All right, bet. So I like to start at like the 4 hour. So look at, so we see it's a lot of liquidity right here. So I'm looking for that swing low. So we can see it's on the downtrend right now, but it looked like it's making a little double bottom right here, as we can see, that I like to see. And then given the news, I would imagine that no matter what the news, it's really a heavy support right here, as you can see. So given earnings, it's gonna be a big week, like we said, and this is on the 4 hour. So this is definitely, something to take notice about. But we can see like it's on a little uptrend right here. So I'm imagining this we're gonna see some upside. It's gonna move to the upside and try to grab this liquidity right here on the bigger time scale. It's gonna go for this liquidity right here. And like I said, given the news, Apple is gonna drop. I'm pretty sure sales hasn't been good for Apple. It hasn't. That's been a thing right now. You know what I mean? Like I said, so Apple has bad sales lately, but I wouldn't imagine that's Apple's innovative. Apple's a strong brand, so I'm team Apple for this week and beyond. So I think, like I said, it's gonna grab this liquidity sitting right here. Then we're gonna make another move for this liquidity later on in March. I think Apple's gonna release something, or it's gonna be something that they're gonna get the people to talk about. I know they've been talking about glasses, something probably doing with something and tapping into that. I think, like I said, just looking at this, like I said, it's looking like a double bottom. Let's get a little closer on the 1 hour. And it's just a quick analysis real quick. We can just see, like I said, it's coming down. We can see all this liquidity that it wants to grab, just the heavy liquidity. It definitely still wants to grab that. And as we can see right here, this is it made a fair value gap. So a fair value gap is where if you see three, once it goes up 3 times, you see three green candles in a row, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you can zoom in for me?
Let's zoom in.
We'll just zoom in on the 1 hour. Yeah.
So right here is making a fair value gap. So what a fair value gap is right here, you'll notice that it kind of bounces up. You're going to see 1, 2, 3. That's what you're kind of looking for. And then you'll take this top one and go to this bottom candlestick right here. And that's where a fair value gap will be. And a fair value gap in pretty much simple terms. And just because it's a fair value gap, it can go down and it can fluctuate below it, as you can see. But buyers, this is what we call smart money, or smart money is how I kind of trade. You'll notice that it gets low, but if you notice, buyers are right here. Buyers got real heavy on this last 30-minute, pushing the price forward for this week. So it's under the fair value gap, and that's pretty much saying, let's say something is priced. Let's say we have a product and we want to price it between $1 and $10. what is a fair price that we would charge people for them to buy it? Obviously, hence a fair value gap. So between 1 and 10, you're thinking maybe $7, $6.99, $6.50. $6.50 would be the fair value gap of when you would want to enter a trade or take calls. I'm a bullish kind of trader, so I look for calls. So I'll take call options. And like I said, it's in the fair value. It's under the fair value. I would imagine tomorrow is going to have a good day and it's going to turn upside. We can just keep on the lookout for that. And then once it gets past this fair value, it'll probably come back and retest again. And then once it retests again, it'll probably take off right here. And like I said, it wants to grab, this is where we want to go. We want to grab this liquidity, like we said on our higher time frame, like we just showed you. On a higher time frame, we still have this liquidity sitting right here. And this is what we just wrote on our lower time frame. And we want to see, like, when you see things like this, you want to see things correlate. So this is something that you want to see. And like I said, you want to wait for that retest because, like we said, it's already making a double bottom on the 4 hour, as you can see. And then we should have a good day. The next 2 days should really let us know. And then I would imagine earnings is gonna do good. And then it's obviously gonna have to take a step back. And then that's when you buy again. And like I said, we're heading towards this liquidity right here. So I'm bullish on Apple. I'm bullish on it. Oh, do you still want to talk?
Nah, that's all good. We can keep it moving. So you talked about Apple. I gotta talk about the elephant in the room video. I'm about to share my screen.
You know that's the fan favorite. You know that's me all day. Video.
Yeah.
Video. Team AI, man.
For sure.
Everything. They just bullies in the market. Like they just like any type of semiconductors or any type of anything they got to do with AI, they just kind of buying up. They'll buy up the business and then just put, like, they don't change the name, but like they're really good at that.
Nah, 100%. So NVIDIA last week was a good week. If you follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, you'll see we played puts last week on NVIDIA just simply because like the market was heavy on Friday. Like we played puts on Friday. The market looked heavy. SPY was going up, but like most of the stocks that are in the S&P 500 index weren't moving with it, and it looked real heavy. So we looked at the flow, and NVIDIA puts, man, they paid little notes to us. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, over the weekend, some news dropped that there's this company called DeepSeek. There's this Chinese company, DeepSeek. It's an AI startup challenging NVIDIA. They stepped out there and said, hey, we got a cheaper model that's more efficient than anything y'all got over there in the United States. So basically, to kind of sum up what happened, they pretty much took $20 million and they claim to have a model that is better than OpenAI's, that's better than Google's, that's better than Meta's. And these chips that they're using are made cheaper and more efficiently than NVIDIA's chips. So if this is true, this looks great for China because we all know how the United States wants AI. The United States wants AI dominance and wants to lead that industry. But if this is true, then we're going to see NVIDIA like really get hit probably, potentially, in a lot of these other stocks that are paying large sums of money to get these NVIDIA chips. I mean, last week, Trump dropped an investment of $500 billion in the AI industry. And it's kind of laughable now when the Chinese company is doing it for a fraction of that amount with only 20 million. Like they talking millions and we talking billions. So it's really going to shake some stuff up this week. I feel like in the markets, with everything else that we already got going on. This is some crazy news. That's all I was seeing online this week. Talking about DeepSeek.
I feel like the dude that runs NVIDIA, he's got that American in him, man. If it get too crazy, I think he'll like try to buy it or try to like do something to like, interfere with wherever they getting their stuff from. It's just like you're gonna try to do something to get rid of the competition. If it's that, like you said, if it's as good as you kind of if it's as advertised, shut down, like it's gonna for real, like, it could be a problem. So you gotta get rid of that. You gotta either buy them up or like be more innovative. And it's always cheaper to just buy the company instead of being more innovative, because that's a whole new infrastructure. That's a whole just launching a new product ain't just like, oh, let's do, you know what I mean? So it's like, that could really be a thing. Like you just said, if it's as advertised, that's something to watch out for. That could be a player. But I would imagine if it's like you said, they would try to buy them or do something to take their technology or something.
Yeah, I feel like the technology industry is kind of playing into this political landscape, talking about the TikTok stuff, like how that's a Chinese company and we're like shut them down if they don't let somebody from the US purchase them. So now China's like, well, y'all want to do that? Well, we got our AI is better than y'all AI. So what y'all trying to do? If NVIDIA wants to purchase this company, it's kind of like the ball's in China's court for this type of stuff. You feel me? With TikTok, the ball's in the United States court, but with this AI, if it is what it is, it's in their court. So we'll see.
Or you necessarily don't, and that's a good point. It's just strategy at that point. Like if I was like that, right? Like if I was him, I would just buy out the company and then take the talent and get rid of the product and bury the product. Feel me? Talent is what he really wants. So I just buy the product, get rid of the product, and take the talent and then put them over with me. And now, you know what I mean? We'll never hear this startup again. But that's just wishful thinking. That's what I would.
Yeah.
I could be a little capitalism type of play, I guess.
That's mafia style, for real.
That's business. What else we got? Who else we was talking about? What, Meta? Microsoft?
The earnings for this week.
That's earnings.
What else I got to
like
NVIDIA.
Imagine what's new.
We can go back to the earnings real quick. So back to the earnings. We kind of went over Apple. We went over NVIDIA, which earnings isn't next week or this week, excuse me, but still got to talk about them just with the news, the headlines that's coming out. I want to jump over to Tesla, Meta, Microsoft. We can kind of run through those. Because I feel like Wednesday is kind of the big day.
Yeah.
Powell, the Fed speaking, they're going to talk about interest rates. And all these, the largest companies in the world are pretty much reporting over those 2 days. So let's jump into it.
But you want to talk about Tesla?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up Tesla. So got Tesla pulled up here. This is the 4-hour chart. Zoom out a little bit. Let's look at the weekly. Actually, the monthly chart. Let's check that out. So this is Tesla's monthly chart right here. 1450. That's pretty much the previous highs of the past, 1450. We've shot through that over the past 2 months, twice. So it's like, hey, with earnings coming up, does Tesla continue up? Or was this December month a top for them right now? Do they consolidate for the time being? What you think?
I think right now I'm just looking at it like, I know the last time I checked in with Tesla, it was kind of like around like before Christmas, like kind of looking into where it was with Elon, because him and his shareholders really won't see it eye to eye. And like he kind of been like very ambitious about a lot of stuff, and they ain't really been liking that because they really kind of want to been like kind of focus on like his Cybertruck production. That's kind of really what they've been kind of like eyeing, looking at that. Like, what is he doing with the car industry? And so I think coming up now with they got the new, what it is, they building the Cybertrucks in Texas now. So I think depending on how production been going with that, how that been going, I think that's definitely going to be a key indicator of their earnings, because that's kind of a big indicator, I believe, is what's the news on the production with the Cybertrucks, like what's going on? Is it like, you know what I'm saying? How's it going? Are they meeting? Because they have to meet a demand of making so many, you know what I'm saying, a year. They have to make so many trucks a year, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
are you on par to make, is production, because this is like a big thing, you know what I'm saying? Can we start manufacturing, building trucks in Texas? Because then we'll start building and manufacturing stuff in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Making stuff in Texas. So with that being said, like that number really going to be a key factor. Also, he's been trying to open a new market in India. People are trying to tap into the Indian market. So that's going to be something too as well to look at. That's my biggest key things, like production and what's going on with Tesla in India.
Yeah, that's always the story with Tesla, like the production, the EV sales. And when they miss, like the stock typically drops.
Mm-hmm.
When they hit, it's pumping. It's pumping.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is there some new competition out there as well that's kind of taking market share from Tesla? I don't think so, but it's more like, are they selling vehicles? Like you said, they opening up new plants. That's a good thing. Are them plants online? Like when the first car is being delivered, I know they got a new model coming out, or it may be out already. So Tesla, I would wait honestly for this. There's so much going on. I don't like playing earnings, honestly.
Earnings is risky. That's risky
Yeah,
business.
very risky business.
It's like too risky for me. I like consistent stuff. I like stability. I like you can have some news, but I don't want too much news. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure, I definitely kind of stay away from earnings because they're just too risky.
Yep. Microsoft is reporting on Wednesday after the market. Man, they got a gap down here. So this is probably irrelevant to the stock, but I got Microsoft Word on my Mac, and they were like, you get free Copilot. They had a pop-up saying, hey, you can use our AI Copilot for free with Microsoft Word, with PowerPoint. It'll help you with outline, scripting stuff. All right, bet. Haven't used it yet, but off the strength of that, man, I don't even feel like the stock's going to go up.
You don't?
Because it's like free. They just gave it to me for free.
I think you get 455.
455.
Yeah, I got 455. Now, I'm not saying this week, but that's what you want to go. I think, like I said, with certain stocks, they looking for certain things. You know what I mean? And I think like with Microsoft, I think it's more like how innovative, where are we going? And they're kind of like, I think the fact that ChatGPT is everywhere is a good indicator that we are everywhere. So it's like that I think the stock, you know what I mean? That's my indicator of Microsoft is OpenAI. Wherever I see OpenAI, that's where I think of Microsoft, because they're one and the two. You know, like I said, I definitely like you said, it has that gap to fill, so it'll probably fill that gap. But I still like to see. Yep, I still like to see that 450. 51, 52. Still got some. It's still gonna take some time, but it's definitely still gonna drop and fill that gap before it takes back off.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, filling that gap. Bert said he doesn't like no free stuff.
Now when I'm an investor,
Yeah, I'm an investor.
you got to charge for that.
I mean, they got some, but the whole they got some dope shit with OpenAI that where you could like you got a $200. The $200 version is like crazy, where you could like have shit go to different pages. It's crazy. They just really all they doing is bringing real tools to life. Like all that is a pretty much what we call, cause I use it, but it's like a Python code, like pretty much where it's just like, yo, I type in the website and I can make it do this, click this, and do all this other stuff, copy, paste, do all this, put it on the Excel, it's like, it's crazy. From I know how to code, so from thinking like that point, it's like, wow, they just taking like something so simple and they putting it from 1, 2, 3, and they slapping it all together, and they just mass producing it.
You know what's going on in the back end.
Yeah, I definitely do, and it's just like it's like, dang, it's crazy.
Microsoft, and then we got Meta.
It's a web scraper. That's all it is. That's what I'm thinking. They scraping webs, and they're just going to the website and just having actions. Like, that shit crazy. It's almost like, okay, think of in terms of before we move to Meta, think of in terms of a shoebot. You know what I mean? You know how shoebots go to the website and do that? They're bringing that kind of type technology that OpenAI, like, you can go to this website, grab this, put it in this, do it. They got tasks. I'm like, yo, we got AI tasks from web browser?
Yeah. It's the agents, man.
It's the data that I'm worried about. Like, who's governing this data? But, hey, man, Microsoft is.
So this is the month view. Wanted to jump back to this, man. Microsoft chart is beautiful. When you want to invest in something, this is what you want it to look like.
Like, what was we doing in, dang, that was 2022 we got that low?
Yeah, after.
Yo, are you serious? Are you shitting me?
Nah, that was the opportunity, bro.
Are you shitting me?
I think they have split.
Oh,
I can't remember when they split, but
I was about to yo, you crazy, but what?
But basically, after, if you take everything into consideration, it was basically $80.
Bro,
Meta looks extended to me, man. And it's hard to say that when there's so many green candles back to back to back to back to back. But they just announced the other day that they're investing like $60 billion in AI.
bro, I think that like Meta is like Meta is like, they swing with who's ever in office, so it's always gonna win. Like, they're just like, that's how they keep their core users, like, for you to be able to talk, you know what I mean?
Facts. They definitely some swingers.
Like, so it's like, they definitely gonna, like, Instagram and Facebook has just become like a cesspool of bad, toxic content. Like, I'm seeing, like, every time I open my page, I'm like, yo, I know I'm not liking just ads all day. Like, what are we doing? Every time I open, I like, bro, what? Like, it's just every day is in your face, just every day on the gram, bro. It's like, yo, you can't even just like one thing, bro. It's just gonna send you a whole bunch of filth.
Yeah. No bullshit though. But they did add where you can like clear your history and stuff like that when it comes to your algorithm.
I need to do that, because sheesh, bro. I'm just so sick of seeing that. Like,
Nah, that's crazy work.
I don't know, like, I'm like, damn, I
They
know.
trying to keep you on the app. For real.
That's all they trying to do.
But Meta, I'm going to stop going on for these earnings because I would just wait until after Wednesday, after the Fed talk.
I still think it's good knowledge. That's what I'm saying. Like, as we talking about it, it's still good opportunities to know what's coming in the future. Because we definitely just touched on some topics that, like, are coming after that. We would like with Meta, like, the things that we you know, I feel like earnings is like, it gives you what they moving forward. It gives you like an overview of what they moving forward to. You know what I mean? So it's like, do we see this in real? Now you could say, okay, this is what they're working on. Is this in my real life? Do I see this? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it tangible? how tangible is it? The more tangible these things is, I think it's a better stock.
Facts.
Like Meta's moving into like with Meta, they got a whole bunch. They doing the glasses. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be a good move, a good play. They still focusing on the gram and the gram. Like they're thinking about the gram, and they thinking about ad revenue and stuff. So I'm not really sold on Meta's vision right now so much, but like, cause the gram is just like, you know what I mean? They don't really know what they're like. Their biggest competition is TikTok, and they don't know who's gonna buy that. So it's like, Meta's in this weird place of like, we got Facebook, we're trying to grow the gram because we got, you know what I mean? But our competition, we don't know who our competition is finna be. So it's like, you don't want to start releasing products or start talking about products. And then whoever comes and buys TikTok, or you know what I mean? Because it's gonna get sold. So whoever everybody, I feel like everybody's gonna be holding their hand because they don't know who's gonna buy TikTok from a business standpoint, I guess. I wouldn't say holding it too much, but you know what I mean?
I did not know they had the news at the bottom right, like the latest of the fact of the day. Yeah, that's kind of dope.
I won't be surprised OpenAI on TradingView. And TradingView is on Discord. It's in OpenAI. It's under, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's under Microsoft.
Here's another stock that reports this week.
IBM looks good.
Yeah.
It's like, good.
It's giving me Apple vibes for real.
Yeah, triple bottom.
I want to pull back up Apple, man. After you talked about it, a double bottom.
Yeah, double bottom right there. Triple bottom right there. IBM. Yeah, she want to go for that 235.
Yeah. So I'll pull this back up for y'all. You join the Discord. You will have this every week. Let y'all know, give y'all updates for what's happening in the market over the week in terms of earnings, in terms of data, the whole nine, man. We done went through Apple, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft. Really ain't go through anything at the beginning of the week. In my opinion, I think early this week it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow because
it's none.
The Fed's talking on Wednesday. So
it's going to get pop.
Hold their money until they hear what the Fed got to say, whether he's dovish, hawkish. They'll wait for that. And for these earnings, these big tech names, like we said, they're the largest companies in the world. They're going to move the market in one direction. So everybody going to wait for that. But we got Glue here. Our tech, what's good?
Wednesday is really gonna be the start of the momentum shift. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, sit on your hands until you see opportunity. When you see opportunity, now you can do but put some risk on the table. No risk, no reward.
Pay to play. You got anything, Keys? We ain't really dive into like the economic data part. More about that.
Like you were saying, what we got?
This is next week. This week right here. Here we go.
What should bring some volatility? Thursday, we got the jobless claim.
These two things. Thursday, yup.
Friday, PC.
Yeah, that PC.
So, between earnings, Fed, PCE, jobless claim, week 2 of Trump, ears and eyes open.
Yep. To have a very volatile week, man. So
stay biased.
I'm trying to make some money.
Don't have a biased opinion. Stay open.
Wait for the data.
So for me on ES so far, especially with the after hours trading right now, we gapped down into the zone. This is where we opened up this overnight session right here in this demand zone for me. That's going to be key for me moving forward. This area right here to this trend line right here, which was an old trend line that got broke. Anytime, I just did a video on this, anytime that you're doing market analysis, you always want to look to the left. what has already occurred. So we broke this trend right here, the 21st, Tuesday. Anytime I get a trend break, rally out, I would like for it to come back down and retest. At the same time, I got a support level right here. I'll be looking for this area right here. I'll be looking for that area to get tested in the near future. Same time, we got NASDAQ down 1.5% an overnight session. So, and in the broader things, NASDAQ is still making higher lows, lower highs. We got a high, got a high, got a high. Did not break this previous swing high. As tech being the leading sector or the leading index, that's key going forward to watch the NASDAQ. The S&P, NASDAQ did not. So it's very important to watch both. But what I can say is I've seen this price action before. I've seen this setup before. The market tends to repeat itself over and over and over. We've been here before where the NASDAQ has always been the leading index, and the S&P broke the highs where the NASDAQ was lagging. And then the S&P continued to break the highs while the NASDAQ was lagging. But it was a choppy break for the S&P.
Can you show that?
What?
And specifically that happened?
I don't remember when, but it was around these highs here. September, October, November. Let's see if we can match it up. September 25th. So right here, you see, S&P broke the highs,
And the NASDAQ did.
The NASDAQ did not. So this price action around this area, as you can see, wasn't nothing. It wasn't no violent moves, no violent direction. It was just more chop going on. Whereas the NASDAQ was hovering below the all-time highs. And then the direction came. So just something to watch. We can take it a step further and do some more back testing to see what earnings came out around this time. If there were earnings or what data came out around this time and what did it do to the market, you know? So, yeah, thank you for telling me to go look. Cause yeah, it's right here. I remember it happening. Definitely remember. The market does the same thing over and over and over. Gotta pay attention. Don't have any biased opinions. Just be open. May make a decision based off the information that's given. That's what I got. But I would like to see a retest. But if a retest does not happen, what I can say is forming as of now, market structure wise, on the smaller time frame view, I'm seeing lower lows being put in. Then we have lower highs being put in. So we have a downtrend happening. Me personally, if this downtrend was to continue, I would like a retest up in the 6,100 area. If this can happen during the session open, cash open, a regular trading hours, I wouldn't mind shorting this right here. Maybe into this trend line right here. Depending on what type of price action we get overnight or whatnot. I've been doing some looking back at my accounts and stuff and seeing what can I do better. I'm about to start journaling. And what I've noticed is even though I've got about a 30% win rate, I'm green, you know? So that tells you
cut your losses.
Yeah, you know. But even though I'm doing that, I'm overtraded because I'm paying a lot in commission fees. So that's something I'll be working on in the future. You always want to critique yourself. you always want to critique yourself and just be better. So that's something I'll be working on in the future. Trying to make 1-2 trades and just be done. Really one trade and just be done. That's what I got.
I'll shut it down on that note. Like, subscribe, comment, turn your notifications on, man. We be giving y'all heat every week, every video. So tap in with us. Join the Discord. Gonna be dropping that link on the Instagram this week. So be on the lookout for that. And we gonna have alerts for y'all so y'all can get in when we get in. And y'all can sell when we sell. So y'all not just seeing screenshots. Y'all got your own screenshots. So y'all making money for y'all accounts. So tap in with us.
I would like to add, what Bert said is true, but we're trying to create self-sufficient traders, where you can do your own thing. You don't have to sit around wait on us. More of a more education than we want you to stack your chips, but we're more like the training wheels so you can get started and get you rolling.
Yeah,
so
we want you to be eventually like in the Discord talking to us, not just waiting for us. We want y'all to bring something to us. We want everyone to be an active community, and you don't want to just be, oh, take this, take this. We might see something that y'all might, because y'all just been doing it for so long, and we might look to see what y'all might see something we don't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of like traders we trying to build.
peace and love.